Here we see Brandon Harper on the left, Albert Pujols on the right, both in their stance. Obviously Albert's a little more spread out, looks a little better balanced. If we look into the negative move, they're both trying to do something similar here. But while Brandon kind of picks his front foot up, you can tell Pujols sits back a little further. The circle on his back belt just shows where his center of mass is, and he has really sat back on that back foot, going back to get power going forward. As we come forward into toe touch, well, Brandon's center of mass has barely moved. You see Albert has taken a good solid weight shift, even though his front foot really hasn't moved that much. That isn't normal for Brandon. I think Mick was working with him on sort of eliminating some of the lunge. As we come into heel plant, the biggest thing I want you to notice here is how at heel plant, Brandon's already started his swing. At heel plant, Albert is still cocked. Both of them are starting rotation now, hip rotation now, which is good. Notice how the extent to which Albert has kept his shoulders closed versus Brandon, who's already starting to open his shoulders. So at heel plant, Brandon's a little further into his swing than would be ideal. This is actually where, right now, Albert's about to begin his swing, still fully cocked, ready to get maximum power into the ball. Both do a pretty good job connecting hips, hands, shoulders, just getting it all into the swing. Both have, at different levels, good natural power. It's a good bat lag in both cases. Here we are at contact. Something they're both doing really well is, except their eyes are right down on the ball. Their head is down, they're seeing the ball hit the bat. Something else they're doing at contact, you see they both have, right now it's all there. Their hips are fully rotated, the shoulders are rotated just right. Both these balls are going to be hit hard, particularly like the way, their back feet are almost identical. At extension though, and again this is partially just strength, good extension, you see that front, this is now when that front hand is actually fully extended, and ideally the extension is straight back out towards center field, as you see in this line. Straight arm, bat out to, extended out to center. Here you see Brandon's actually kind of collapsed. It's a bent arm, and the bat's kind of coming back in. Now, part of this is strength. It's easier to hit through the ball when you have Pujols' great strength. But hitting off a tee, and a strong kid like Brandon, he ought to be able to extend a little better in this. And then you really see the same thing continuing through the rest of the swing. Brandon's is a little collapsed, whereas Pujols continues to drive through the ball. So the biggest things I want to emphasize here, I think, would be at heel plant, don't be starting the swing too early. Try to stay cocked, really in some ways as long as you can. That's staying back. The longer your hands stay back, the longer you have to wait before you explode into the ball. A lot of power comes from separating the stride and the swing. So again, Pujols stays back much better at heel plant. And then the other part would be when you hit the ball, drive through the ball. Extend, let those arms extend, extension straight back to center field. Other than that, this is a fine swing.